So they're reusing old classical fairy tale music from the original fairy tale series. I am really excited and happy about this because there was a lot of music I loved in the Grand Magic games that before Fairy Tale ended that was just really good soundtrack, but now they're actually using some of those songs in this Fairy Tale 2014, which is really awesome. They're actually using these songs to their full potential, so I'm glad they're going back to the classics. Now let's talk about this episode. The main central point of this episode was talking about Mavis, pretty much the fairy tactician. We find out that number one, Mavis is an extreme strategist. She thinks ahead about what is going to happen with different possibilities and numbers. It's amazing. We get to see her clear out straight abilities to be able to predict everybody's movement inside of this battle royale in the Grand Magic games. Really amazing. We really get to see how smart she was, and this is the defining person that actually formed Fairy Tale first. She was the first Guild Master. So this is really awesome. We really get to see why she deserves the title of number one, and I feel like Mavis deserves this for what she has shown. I love all around the actual feels this episode gave. It was pretty much nothing but a set-up episode, trying to set up the major contenders for the upcoming battles for the finals of the Grand Magic games. We get to see the entire section with Jura getting built up in this episode. We get to see Rufus and Gray about to go head-to-head. We see Cogger starting to boss. We see Sting beat up a couple people. All around, all the main central fighters that we want to see fight are finally meeting up into the Grand Magic games and about to probably go head-to-head against each other. Who's going to be the matchups? We have no clue, but whatever it is, this episode was freaking awesome. I loved it. Even though this episode wasn't as good as the first episode that we saw of Fairy Tale 2014, I still felt this episode was freaking amazing just because of the setups they did. It was just a classical fairy tale episode that continued to give those vibes to you of epicness. Now we get to see right at the end of this episode when it starts getting interesting. It looks like our second group team of Fairy Tale, Natsu, Mira, and Wendy fall inside of a hole that's called Hell's Palace. And so we find out that this is where all prisoners go and this is their final resting place. Really interesting. I love the actual atmosphere that was given in this scene. We get to see the creepy animation along with the skeletons stuck into the wall. Looks like they've been petrified. It was really cool. I like the scene. It's really amazing. But there's one thing that probably not a lot of people noticed in this episode. It depends on if you're actually paying attention or not. But we see the actual queen or the princess of the kingdom say that she's going to activate Eclipse 2 project. Not Eclipse project, but actually Eclipse 2 project. So, what? That is very weird. Very interesting, very weird. I want to find out more about this and why she wants the Eclipse 2 project. I think they were trying to hint at something that most likely will happen later on in this rest of this arc, but I like it so far. I like the setups. I like what's going down. It's interesting. I love all the build-up with all the different characters of Sabretooth that are going to be getting fights very soon. So everybody, tell me your thoughts on this episode of Fairy Tale 2014. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What did you feel about the fairy tactician, Mavis? Do you feel like she's worthy of that title? Do you think the way she showed her just strategy and her brain power of Fairy Tale was truly amazing? Let me know in the comments below. Everybody, I love you so much. Please be safe, and Chibi out.